Annmaree, for letting us have a chat with you this afternoon. Just a few questions to reflect on the week that we've just had with the intensive week of Numeracy Triads. The first question is, what's been the biggest learning in this week for yourself, for your teaching?
Well, for me, there was many things that I learned over the week. It was actually a really productive week for me. I really learned for myself to keep my warm-ups really short and sharp, because I think before I was dragging them on a little bit too much, and then realising just everyone stopping, coming to the floor, and then let's have that quick reflection, which normally I didn't always have a reflection based on the warm-up, but that's why now I can see the benefits of just grabbing two different numbers and then let's talk about them, comparing them and things. Also, really with my task is not having too much teacher talk, and especially on Mondays allowing that zone of confusion, because for me I always tend to sort of step in and try to model or give more explicit teaching, where it's just actually allowing them to actually have that time and then work based on their confusion, and also then identifying just one key learning that it's just I can see, and then let's bring it back and let's sort of reflect and let's go and talk about that, whether it's a fishbowl or then bring it into reflection time as well.
Fantastic. As a result of the intensive week, what do you think that you might now do differently in your classroom?
Well, that's all those things I just previously said, but for me, I think as well, for reflection time itself, I will actually, because pinpointing is just I always think there's too many points, but it's really pinpointing that key element that I want to sort of build on to next, for the next day. I'm going to actually bring that and see if I can try to and have that discussion, build those anchor charts with the words and things to help them then use that language and mathematical ideas for the following day. I think that's one of the things I'm going to be doing differently. And as I said, just keeping my warm-ups nice and short and sharp.
We've seen over the week as well how beautifully you reflect on that key learning and that mathematical idea, but then you use that key learning then to introduce your task the next day and set them up for success. So that's done brilliantly, and you can see that with the children as well, so well done. So now that the week's over, the intensive week is over, what do you think would be the best kind of support for yourself at your point in your career and your point on your learning journey? How can we best support your learning from this point onwards?
Well, I really loved actually having you girls in, so that's why more triad time would be muchly appreciated, because it's just having you girls there to be able to bounce off and get those ideas, and seeing the children, really seeing, I think you girls brought a different perspective to me, and what you were seeing, comparing what I saw with the children, and but then also being able to see other teachers as well. So it was they're modelling and seeing my other colleagues in their grade, so watching them. But
and it's that power of that dialogue.
That's right.
And bouncing
off each other in that conversation. That's what for me has really helped my learning, and it's in my teaching practice. So
fantastic.